Okay, so we're going to tape for a wrist injury or prevention of wrist injury. So the one way you can do it is prophylactic, and that's what I'm going to show today. We're going to put straps on the palmar and dorsal side of the hand so that it prevents the wrist from going too far into flexion or extension. You can also, if you have an injury where they've hyperextended the wrist and have injuries to the flexors, okay, you can just put it on the palmar side to kind of put them, stabilize them either in neutral or a little bit of flexion. You can do the opposite where you tape them, you put more of these straps on the dorsal side of the hand because they maybe had a hyperflexion injury. Okay, so that's going to pull them into, it's going to support them in a neutral pattern or even a little bit into extension to give some relief to the tissue on either side. But like I said, today we're going to do prophylactic, so a little bit of prevention. There's many variations of the wrist taping. I'm just going to show you one. Again, we're going to protect the hair of the innocent here. You certainly don't have to do that. It's better if you don't have tape on there. You're going to put an anchor about 2 to 3 inches away from the wrist. Okay. You can put 1. You can put 2. Just depends on how large your individual wrist is. Okay. We're also going to do 1 anchor up through the wrist itself. Okay. You come up, and when you come through the thumb area, this web space, you want to crimp the tape. Okay. If the tape cuts into that web space too much, it'll cut off blood supply, restrict nerve flow, and then the pollicis, the thumb, starts to have issue. All right, so you come down like this. That's your anchor. You can also finish that anchor with just coming around the wrist one more time. It certainly adds to the stability of the tape job. Okay, like I said, this is prophylactic, so we're trying to keep him neutral. So we're going to put a couple straps, restraining straps on the palmar side and on the dorsal side as well. Maybe put about 3 of those straps going from the palmar anchor, okay, to the wrist anchor. Okay, we're going to do a couple of those. Okay, so I get my measurement. So I have those straps. Put them here on the palmar side, okay? Hold that in place. Right, for this one I'm going to be pulling a little bit, so you see it's going to go into a little bit of flexion. Okay, I just want to create some tension on this tape and then really try to get some of that adhesive activated, all right, and sticky. And then I do the same thing on the dorsal side. You want to make sure that your tape goes the full length from anchor to anchor. If it goes a little bit past it, you can always fold some of it down so that there's not a lot of extra tape kind of flopping around, okay, out here. All right, so see I went a little bit past it. If it gets bothersome for our athlete, I can fold that down, but we should be okay here. I hold this area here with my thumb. I give some tension back towards his elbow. So now I almost kind of have these 2 restraining straps working against each other, okay? I'm going to put some anchors down. These anchors are snug, not terribly tight. We don't want to cut off blood or nerve supply. So I do the wrist, okay? Then I also come back up here through the hand. And again, crimp it through the web space. If it's an even smaller hand, you can crimp both sides if need be. I don't pull it hard through here. I kind of put my thumb here and place it down, and then come through the hand. Okay. Again, when I finish that anchor, I can come up around the wrist like that, and then push it back down. Okay. And I want to just maybe add a little bit of friction to add some heat, which will activate the adhesive. And then that's your wrist prophylactic taping for the wrist, restraining straps on both sides.